He was a man who helped end World War II prematurely by breaking the Enigma code that the Nazis were using in the war. He was a pioneering computer scientist. He was a mathematician and a philosopher. But some believed that he was a criminal. So what was his crime? Was he a murderer? Was he a thief? Was it that he was a genius? Or was it that his life looked different? Was the fact that he led his life differently enough to keep him and his greatness from being recognized? Now, what if that happened to you? What if you go on in life to do something that's phenomenal, to do something that changes the world, and to do something that impacts generations to come? But due to the fact that your life looks different from someone else's, you aren't recognized for it. You aren't recognized for your greatness. I'm going to tell you about a man by the name of Alan Turing. This is based upon years and years of research that I've done out of pure curiosity, as well as a great source that has been a book entitled Alan Turing and the Enigma, written by Andrew Hodges. Alan Turing was born June 23rd in 1912 in Paddington, London. He was described by his teachers to be a very smart kid, as well as to have an intellect that surpassed those of his peers. Turing studied at King's College in Cambridge and Princeton at a very young age. He chose to return back to London to go to Bletchley. It was at Bletchley that he met a man by the name of Gordon Welchman. This was in 1939. This just so happened to be the same year that World War II had begun. Because of this, Turing and Welchman decided to design a machine by the name of the British bomb. The British bomb had the capability of deciphering the Enigma codes that the Nazis were using during the war. I'm going to quickly show you a video of the British bomb to give you an idea of what it looked like and how it worked.
The British code breakers of Bletchley Park now have a weapon to defeat the Nazi Enigma machine. The bomb. It's not designed to break coded messages, but to crunch through the millions of letter permutations contained in the so-called cribs. The clues obtained by the repeated use of weather reports, greetings, and test signals sent by the Nazis. The operator sets each drum into position according to the enciphered crib text they're testing. As the machine operates, it generates intermittent electrical circuits that run through every possible Enigma setting. The goal is to find an open circuit, which means the bomb has found a setting that converts all of the cipher characters into plain text without any errors.
Now, shouldn't something like that be known? Shouldn't someone who's created something like that be recognized throughout history? The unfortunate thing is that the government kept Turing's accomplishments a secret. The government kept these things unknown. This was due to the fact that it was found out that Turing was homosexual, in a time and in a place that it was illegal. Turing was tried and found guilty of gross indecency on March 31st, 1952. He had been given the option of either 2 years of imprisonment or hormonal therapy. The goal of hormonal therapy from the government and the officials was the hope that it would cure homosexuals of their homosexuality. Turing chose the latter. Turing chose chemical hormonal therapy, which led to chemical castration for Turing. He's been documented to describe this time as detrimental and as a time that he was shamed and ridiculed. Just 2 years after receiving hormonal therapy in 1954, just 16 days before his 42nd birthday, Turing committed suicide. And more recently, in December 2013, Turing was pardoned. 59 years after his death. 59 years after his death, the Queen decided to forgive Turing. I find that entirely unfair. Turing did nothing wrong. Turing wasn't a criminal. In fact, without Turing, there'd be a lack of technology, and without Turing, we may have lost the war. And for someone whose life made such an impact on our present, and for someone whose life isn't known throughout history, I feel like with Turing, it's vital. With Turing, it's crucial that we know his life and that we know the impact that he made on our history and on our present. The government was wrong. Turing was more than just a gay man. Turing was the founder of computer science. He was a mathematician and a philosopher. He was a codebreaker and a war hero. He was a visionary and a friend and a son. He was the man who helped break the code, the Enigma code. He was the man who helped end World War II. And he was the man who helped save millions upon millions of lives. That is who Alan Turing